Our question was about energy. If elected, what would your government do to assure safe, environmentally friendly, market competitive, affordable and sustainable supply of energy based on scientific research and implemented in a transparent, competitive process? We had a number of people in our group that were very concerned about the long-term sustainability of certain aspects of the Green Energy Act.
This is about what will the government do to ensure the availability of information to enable public participation in government decision making. And we think this is important because there's been so many recent examples of decision making that has been opaque and not transparent, and where there perhaps seems to have been a poor outcome because of that. And we look at energy policy, we look at privatization decisions, we look at perhaps immigration.
You can really ask the question, do we have a democracy? If less than 50% of people cast a vote, is this really democracy? In this plea, it's a plea for civic engagement and to counter voter apathy, to engage people at the time of election. And the question was put as broadly as possible, which is what measures or what opportunities would be taken to have some form of electoral reform to counter what we're seeing on the boards.
This question is about healthcare. The question is, how would you support a shift from a reactive healthcare system to a preventive overall wellness approach that's inclusive of both physical and mental health? We felt this question was very important because of the very high social and economic costs of illness and of health care. And we really felt it was important to focus beyond the healthcare system alone to overall health and well-being of the population.
This question is about cities. Cities have been tasked with an expansive list of responsibilities for which they may not have had the full authority or all the resources they need to fulfill. Since cities are the children of the province, how will your government ensure cities can meet these obligations? And those obligations range from affordable housing that's appropriate to city libraries, social services and roads, and the full gamut of all the responsibilities they have to have.
So this is a question about the economy, and the question is, what economic initiatives would you implement to address the current global economic transitions while ensuring the sustainable well-being of our citizens and communities? We felt this was a very important question because a lot flows from our economic well-being, certainly, and we wanted to put in the idea of citizens and communities in here. The reason is that we believe that it cannot just be top-down but bottom-up, and there has to be an engaged dialogue between our elected representatives and our citizens and our communities.
So our issue was social services, and Agenda Campers were adamant that their vision of well-being in Ontario is founded on ensuring and encouraging the right to human dignity. How will you rectify the lack of access, governance, and accountability within human services?
Our question is, would you support a unified school system, and if so, what would it look like? Now, the concerns of the people at the table who wanted to ask politicians this question was about, first off, the discriminatory nature of funding only one religious school board, other than the public system.
This question is about education from kindergarten through to postgraduate. So it's this: how should the effectiveness of our education system from kindergarten to postgraduate be measured? And what should we do with the results? This is really a question about what kind of return do we get from the human and financial investment that we put into our entire education system in Ontario.
The topic is bilingualism. Would your government continue implementing forced bilingualism, considering all of the unanticipated economic and social repercussions?